SS2 student donates 100,000 naira for Peter Obi's presidential campaign as Labour Party candidate preaches private sector partnership. Wow. SS2 student donates 100,000 to Peter Obi's campaign. So ordinarily, this child must be a minor. Ordinarily, the question would be, how did this child get this money that she is donating towards Peter Obi's presidential ambition? But on the other hand, they can look at the family, probably the family of this child, that are rich and wealthy enough, and the money is not proceed of crime or so. Okay, but I know that Peter Obi has come under fire from the opposition parties, trying to say it's a scam and it's corrupt. How can you accept such money from a minor? All right. But the question some people are asking is what is the spirit behind it? It means that that minor is tired of the state of the country. The message in the money is what people are looking at now. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, has said organized private sector is critical to any government business hoping to make impact. Speaking in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital on Saturday night at the South-South Business Summit, Obi said for any government to succeed, it must partner with the organized private sector and must also create an enabling environment for domestic and foreign investors. Obi told the heads of the business community in the oil city that he and his vice Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed were coming from the private sector and understand clearly what was needed to drive private sector activities. He noted that previous governments failed because they ignored the components of business in governance and ended up in sharing without production. The former Anambra State governor, who identifies himself as a trader, told his audience that the consumption to production mantra of his campaign was real, as it is the only way to drive the economy and attract foreign exchange for the country through exports. It is also through production that the people can be pulled out of poverty, as youths in their productive age will be dutifully engaged, and this will also impact on the social sector because crimes and criminalities will reduce. He assured the captains of the industry at the summit that if elected, he will create a conducive environment for investors to come and help in tapping the country's rich natural potentials. Obi also assured that he and his deputy see education as investment and will invest heavily in education and health because these two sectors differentiate the rich and the poor countries. The presidential candidate did not forget to remind his audience that the coming election is existential one that requires that people vote for characters they can trust, characters that have antecedents and the verifiable background to rely on. He reiterated that the election is about competence and capacity, not on sentiments of tribe or religion. The highlights of the night was the emotion that engulfed the summit venue when an SS2 secondary school girl, Chizi Ebube Balogun, after listening to the LP presidential candidate talk about creating a new and better Nigeria, donated the sum of 100,000 as her own contribution to him for a better Nigeria. That was the biggest of all. All right. That was the biggest of all. So there was a summit with captains of industry and businessmen in Port Harcourt, the capital city of Rivers State, where Peter Obi also had to preach his consumption to production mantra and how to help revive the business in the country by partnering with the private sector. All right. And he's also talking about how to help attract foreign investors to help tap the rich natural endowment or potentials of Nigeria. Okay, and in all of these, he's talking about reviving both the academic that is the educational sector and the health sector, because these are the two major sectors that differentiate poor countries from rich countries. It was after all of these preachings, especially also voting somebody that has antecedent, that has track record, that has verifiable background, and voting on capacity and competence rather than and not sentiment and tribe or religion. So after listening to all of these preachings and campaign statements, a young girl in SS2 donated 100,000 to Obi's campaign, saying that that is her contribution in order to make a better Nigeria. Chizi Ebube Balogun is the name of the girl, and this also created very high emotion at that moment in that meeting. Wow. So was the girl invited to this meeting, or was she watching on television, or was she around the meeting area? How did she got to know about this meeting? It's not clear here, but the fact here is that the reason the girl did that is because, or was because, she wanted a better Nigeria, and she believed that Peter Obi and his deputy or vice presidential candidate Ahmed Dati are able and have the competence and what it takes to get to a better Nigeria. This is very, very emotional. All right. Even though Peter Obi has come under fire from other political opponents that he is a scam for accepting that money from a minor without asking where the money came from. That is what some people are saying. While others are saying it's not about the money, the girl's parents must have been rich for her to have access to such money. That's one. And the other side is the message in the money, which is to say that the child must have been tired of the state of the country and want to contribute her quota in getting a better Nigeria for herself and for probably for her family and her own generation as well. So those are the two sides of the comments coming on Peter Obi on this matter. Somebody says, small girl donating huge money like that in her age. Imagine how desperately she needed new Nigeria, because that's what Peter Obi is coming for. You see, that's just what somebody is saying here. Another person is saying, you are a fool for supporting corruption. Where did SS2 get 100K from? And another person is answering here, don't ask. He is Mr. Innocent and credible. I can't stop laughing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So where did the girl get the money from? Somebody say your own candidate is an angel, Abi. Yeah. Oh, wonder shall never end. If it is bad, it will be. If it is BAT, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it will be terms by Obilonatics as corruption, or one of Asiwaju aides gave the money to the little girl in advance. Yes, now because everything coming around Tinubu is always shrouded in secrecy and with suspicion. That is why what a normal person would do and get away with it, Tinubu will do it, and there will be too many interpretations to it because of his antecedent, because of his record, because of his lifestyle, because of how he's been known. All right. So what a normal person will do and nobody will give any interpretation to it, Tinubu will do it and will receive a million interpretation because of how he has been known in the country. So I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised. So these are a few comments that I was getting here. Somebody saying, I don't think your money is missing, enemy of progress. Somebody say, somebody is still asking how did she get it. Somebody can say from a good parents. Could be that the parents gave her, even though her parents' name were not mentioned. The girl's parents are not poor, Mr. Ford Finder. That is another response coming to each other there. All right. Now, wow. So that is what is happening here. A young girl in River State donated 100,000 naira towards Obidati campaign in order to get a better Nigeria. And she said that is her contribution for a better Nigeria. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.